Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the 90th Minute Podcast. We are your hosts, Greg, Brett, Lucas, and I was. Say hello, gentlemen.
How's it going?
Hello.
Yo. No Liam tonight. That's okay. He's a fraud.
And no Rasta.
Yeah, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Give us 5 stars on Apple, and let's get to the pod. Lots of stuff happened.
Yeah.
This week in football. There hasn't been many matches, but
there's been a lot of
matches. Yeah, there's been a lot of matches, but club football is over. Swinging to international. What's been going on? Like, oh my god.
It seems like every big national team is losing games.
Which is nice for the Canadian national team.
Oh, we're going to talk about the Canadian national team.
Yeah, it's been a
bad
bit of a
things
mess.
are happening there.
Yeah, good stuff happening for the national team when you take a look at their opponents. And then also some pretty negative stuff coming out. Tonight, when we're recording, there's supposed to be a Canadian national team game going on.
We should be playing Panama, and they're not. They've decided to. Let's just get into it. Fuck it.
Yeah, I guess
Yeah,
so.
we'll start with it.
I was trying to roll.
So essentially, Canada's supposed to be playing Panama tonight, Sunday. They're not because they've decided, no, we're not playing because we're not getting paid. Brett, what do you know of this?
Well, mostly what I know is what has come out in the news is they were supposed to play Panama Sunday. They had, leading up to the game, they weren't
and they weren't doing training. They weren't doing
that's what it was protesting, training. A lot of it has to do with like the front office and like the fact that, I mean, let's be realistic. These guys did play in minus 20-degree weather. Realistically, going into those games, the Canadian FA, didn't really have a lot of money. Now they go into the World Cup, and I can't exactly put words. I don't want to put words into somebody's mouth who didn't say it, but I was watching TSN. They were saying now that they're in the World Cup, Canada has like an excess of like $10 million.
Yeah, so basically, if they get eliminated in the groups, probably the most likely scenario, 10 million would be the figure they would get. And I think Canada Soccer Association, they propose like 10% that the players would get of that.
Right.
Which the players don't think that's fair or enough. And also, I think the other issue was that the Canadian Association was only willing to give each player like 2 tickets for a match.
That's what it was.
But not be able to cover for their flights.
Yeah, and that's ridiculous. Like that was the other thing, was they were saying that a lot of the players want sufficient amount of tickets for their family to come to. Like the World Cup's happening in Qatar. Like it's not like it's happening in Spain
and flights to Qatar are very expensive, especially around that time of the year with the World Cup.
Exactly, and like trying to get fans and your family and all that type of stuff, trying to coordinate all that for the first time in 36 years. I mean, that's difficult, and I understand. Like, pay the players, man. Like, there's only realistically 1 or 2 players that play in a top league, being Alphonso Davies and Jonathan David. So the rest of the players, when you take a look at their valuations too, like Sheldon Kennedy, not a whole bunch of money. Alistair Johnston, not a whole bunch of money. Richie Larea, not a whole bunch of money. When you take a look at their transfer fees. So, you know, like, these aren't guys who are making a whole bunch of money. Sam Adekubi, not making a whole bunch of money. So when you go and play in these massive games where you are the big dog, I guess, almost on these teams, you do kind of expect to get paid.
Now, this is from a TSN article yesterday from Rick Westhead. Great reporting by him, by the way. Canada Soccer has told players that they will receive 2 free tickets for each of Canada's World Cup games, and that families and close friends will be responsible for paying their own way to Qatar and for their accommodations, the sources said. During past World Cup tournaments, some European countries have provided each player with as many as 8 tickets per game, covering the cost of accommodation and charter flights for their families, the sources said, apparently.
It's kind of ridiculous. I've heard rumors. I can't say this is true. I've heard this from a friend, but supposedly, like, there's some cases where John Herdman was helping paying some for some things,
right?
For the CSA.
That's crazy, honestly.
So I don't know if that's 100% true, but that's what I've heard.
I've heard stuff like that too, and like trying to get, well, on top of it, you also have to take a look at in the future as well for John Herdman and the Canadians as well, trying to get those players who can or do have that dual citizenship or have the ability to come play for Canada. If this type of stuff is happening, like Marcelo Flores isn't looking at Canada right now and going, that's where I want to go right now. Like,
He is anyways.
No, of course, yeah, exactly. But I mean, you don't want to get caught up in that if you're not going to get paid, right? So that's not only for the players right now, but for the players in the future. This is realistically a building block for players in the future.
Yeah.
So hopefully they get that figured out sooner rather than later. But unfortunately,
Well,
not with that problem and with the Iran
Yes.
scheduling thing.
Well, it's like a financial problem for the players, but it's also they haven't played yet. They're not getting their practice in while other teams right now are. And every day we're getting closer to the World Cup. You could say it's so far away, but it's coming up quick.
6 months, less than 6 months.
Yeah.
So hopefully things get figured out. But speaking of the World Cup, as I presume we're done with that right now.
No, I was gonna mention one thing about this whole thing with Canada right now because Canada. So one of the issues apparently is Canada Soccer signed a 10-year deal in 2019 with the Canadian Soccer Business, an independent company that is owned by the Canadian Premier League team owners. CSB represents CS on all of its media and sponsor deals. Where does the money go? Players say they want answers.
There you go.
It's
Exactly.
it's just very sketchy what's going on, right? And like
Back pockets of some certain people there, and
yeah, it's not a good look for Canada. Also, one thing I want to mention and bring up, sorry, before we move on to our topic, in our I made a TikTok about this in our comments. People were like, "Oh well, a national team shouldn't be paying players." Like, what do you respond to that?
Well, FIFA always pays out the national teams at the end of every tournament.
Yeah.
And like, while the top level players make a bunch of money, and any money that's given to them, they usually donate, like Germany in 2014. I presume France in 2018 as well. But realistically, when you're playing, you're still like, it's kind of like the NCAA comparison,
Sure.
where for the longest times college athletes were playing and were basically making nothing, and like these big colleges were making money off them, or these big sponsors that were with them as well. I think with the national teams, like, they of course make money off these players because they can get bigger sponsorships, which brings more money into the FA. So of course the players are going to get paid in some way. They're not going to get paid as much as their club football.
Well,
but
they're the ones who are putting the product out there. They're
Yeah.
the ones who are
Yeah.
producing the product. What, are they not supposed to get paid? Like, what do you think? Do you think this is a charity work? This is literally their jobs.
The national team pays for the flights getting back to the country, going to games across the continent, so much more, right? And apparently Panama's manager came out, Thomas Christensen said, outside the locker room, looking at Bemused. He tells TSN Sports, Panama will be paid for the canceled friendly. We came all this way for a training session, he said. I've had matches canceled because of bad weather, but never nothing like this.
Was Panama not who? Oh no, it was El Salvador, wasn't it? Who went during the FIFA World Cup qualifiers?
Yes, I think so.
Said that they weren't going to play Canada.
And this guy I follow, he's a very good reporter, Thomas Neff. He works for One Soccer. He mentioned today, tonight is one of the darkest times of Canadian soccer. No matter which side you're on, there is nothing positive about it. Panama flew on short notice to Vancouver. Canada players have one less game to prepare for Qatar. And fans bought tickets, loss of sources, and it's just
it's a loss for everyone, like you're saying.
And sorry, I know some people were saying, "Oh, maybe Canada can cause an upset at the World Cup," but if they're not going to play a game, they're probably screwed.
Well, and the other thing is also running along with that is that it's a revenue, it's experience for the players as well, but Canada had so much momentum.
Yeah.
Like so many people, despite the fact that it was really a friendly coming into this match, and now we got the CONCACAF Nations League coming up, for which we don't even know if they're gonna. We don't even know the next step for that.
Yeah,
either. We don't know if they're.
That's
gonna
in
play.
like four days or something now.
Yeah, and they have to play not Curacao. I forget who they have to play, but they had so much momentum. They lost one game throughout all the qualifiers. They had basically the entire country behind them. People flying from Toronto to go see, which is across the country, to go and watch and meet up with family that they haven't seen in a while and go and watch a sport that they grew up loving together. And now they can't go and do that. It's sad to see.
I have two fears right now. That this will somehow cause Canada to pull out of the World Cup. I don't know if that's going to be possible.
No, I don't think that's good. I don't think that's good.
I think that is the ultimate goal for all of them. So I think if they were to have an ultimate thing, I guess,
And
I don't
then-
think it would be the World Cup.
And then my friend here he's a little worried. At this rate, 2026 in Canada in general might be doubtful. Our own nation will likely be home based in the U.S. Like this could have like implications with the 2026 World Cup, the upcoming World Cup. So we'll see what happens.
No, you're not wrong.
So.
I mean, that's wait and see. I think it definitely looks worse on the Association of Canada rather than the players themselves.
Which is why I think when you say it could result in something poor in the 2026, I mean, that's who FIFA is dealing with is the association, right? So if they're sitting there and they're dicking around the players, then why do you think FIFA would go and want to be a part of that?
June 16th will be an interesting day because that's the day we figure out the host cities for the World Cup in 2026. Edmonton might be. I don't know where we live, but we'll see.
That's coming closer.
Yeah, it's kind of.
Yeah.
Speaking of the World Cup,
Yes, there we
let's
go.
transition because the final, well, not the final team, but one of the final teams have been placed into the group with England,
Well-
Iran, and US.
Well, first, Ukraine and Scotland had to play off against each
Scotland lost.
But yeah,
Scotland
yeah,
lost.
yeah.
They lost. We don't worry about that.
Oh my
Fair
god!
enough,
After that Ukraine Scotland game, I was seeing comments on social media, people saying this was rigged by FIFA, that FIFA wanted Ukraine to win, and that now Ukraine is going to qualify for the World.
Scotland looked like shite.
Ukraine
Yeah.
was just the better
Match.
team.
People were saying that Ukraine was going to just qualify, beat Wales, maybe probably do some corruption, and like, Ukraine's going to go win the World Cup.
Ukraine was just the better team. Scotland didn't show up
Yeah.
until the last 15 minutes of the
Yeah.
game. And
Yeah, they were abysmal the whole match. Like, really bad.
But then today, Wales, Ukraine. It could have been maybe Gareth Bale's one of the last games of his career because there were rumors out there that, if he doesn't qualify with Wales to the World Cup, he would retire. I don't know if those rumors had any substance to them, but
you never
Doesn't
know
matter.
with them because it doesn't matter. Like you said, looks Wales, they won.
Well, they asked him after the match, they're like, so, are you going to postpone retirement? And he goes, yeah, maybe for a couple more matches. So, yeah, I think you're right. This did kind of preserve Gareth Bale's career, which is kind of sad to think about.
It's weird, but
Yeah, weird, because, I mean, those types of players you just don't really, not those types of players, but those types of moments you don't really think about, and then all of a sudden, it's the last time I've ever seen you play again, and you just think back to all the memories that they've had, and you're like, man, I wish I made more of that last time, and now we won't.
Of course, it was his free kick that led to an own goal. That was the only goal of the game and ended 1-0 for Wales. And it's a little sad for Ukraine.
yeah,
Yeah,
considering everything that's happened to their country, and it would have been an honor not to see them at the World Cup, but
They put everything into that game, but
Yeah.
they could not beat Wayne Hennessy.
Wayne Hennessy.
Let's go.
I gotta say, he had
Such a
some
name.
fantastic saves that game.
That's the thing. That's what I love about the World Cup is like the thing is like Dan James is going to be a feature player for Wales, and I just love that. I love that for Dan James. I just think he's hilarious, and that's what I bring, or that's what I think the World Cup brings. Is like all of a sudden these players who you watch on a weekly basis who are just like maybe bench players or support
They
players.
could turn up to
or-
be stars for their team.
Exactly. And you're just like, oh, like you go back. Even like, I don't want to say Patrick Schick because he also had a very solid season this season, but like it just kind of out of the woodworks and just hammers that shot from midfield, and just all of a sudden everyone's like, Patrick Schick. Look at Patrick Schick. Look at this guy, everybody.
Well, and just emergences of other players. I mean, James Rodriguez, right? Like those can always happen, and that's what's so great about the World Cup, and I'm so excited for it.
Well, ideally, this is what we want to happen with Canada, but Canada's right now shouldn't.
Well,
anyway.
we've talked enough
yeah,
about
yeah. Okay.
It's
Poland can do it. Yes.
It's Ukraine and Wales time right now.
Ukraine can't beat Wales, but Poland beat Wales.
This is true. I didn't even know we were playing that day.
Yeah, that's
I'll be
right.
honest, I didn't know.
Yeah.
You start going in the chat. Where do I get this game?
I go into the zone. I'm like, Poland played. I'm like, oh, we won. We won a game.
Yeah.
Poland play- Oh, there's 13 other games on today?
We won without Lewandowski. The guy was watching tennis. Oh my god, we
Was he
actually.
really?
Yeah, he was at some tennis game.
Yeah, because
Match.
a Polish one won Roland Garros.
Oh yes, it's a very big tournament.
Oh.
Erski, I think her name
I-
is, or Swiatek.
But they shook hands. It was like very momentous occasions.
It's like passing of the Polish torch.
Yes. Yeah, that.
Which I don't think is is anything to joke about.
Schwantek, sorry.
Schwantek.
Schwantek.
There's
we go.
no.
Hey, there we go. I'm Polish.
Yeah, we don't have much talent coming through after Lewandowski, I think.
There's some good talent,
Oh,
actually.
there, never
There
mind.
is some good talent, but Lewandowski level, I'm not so sure about that.
We'll see.
It's pretty hard to
There wasn't
beat that.
any
To be- yeah.
Lewandowski level talent when he was 24.
To be fair, no, I don't think anyone expected Lewandowski to become what he is.
Yeah.
when
No,
no.
Definitely
I thought he
not.
was gonna become like a very good striker, not Ballon d'Or level.
Like his first season at Dortmund, they called him Lewandowski
Yeah.
because he missed easy chances.
Really?
There's a video there's a video on YouTube where a guy's just wearing a Lewandowski jersey and just misses everything, like putting the cup on the
Yeah.
table. And then there's one he's taking a shit.
Oh my
This is a toilet.
God. That's
Oh,
so
wow.
out of pocket. But like you said, all of a sudden he becomes
Oh, not all of a sudden, but
Lewandowski. Well,
Hard
right,
work,
from,
hard work.
From Lewandowski to Lewandowski.
Yeah.
Get it, Lewandowski?
Yeah, I like this
Yeah.
guy. He's good.
Yeah.
Back to the
Meep, meep.
the Wales game though. One player that's really odd to see have such an impact in that game is Aaron Ramsey.
Juventus legend, man.
I mean, like the last time he played, he missed the crucial pen for Rangers in the Europa League final, and then
Well, I
just
forgot he played
he
that.
plays a full 90 minutes plus and had a good game. Took the captain's armband off
Yeah.
of Gareth Bale when he went off.
I understand these Wales players where Gareth Bale, always injured for Madrid, not available ever. Wales, 90 minutes, let's go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ramsey, injured constantly with Juventus. Wales, let's go.
Yeah.
It's wild.
I don't understand it. I don't know if there's like some like conspiracy things behind it or some,
Yeah.
they say injuries, but it might be actually something else.
They're going golfing. They're going golfing.
I mean,
I'm
yeah.
thinking more disingenuous.
Disingenuous. There we go.
Yeah.
Also, along with what was going on in those matches, there was obviously the Nations League also going on, and all the teams that are in Canada's group kind of shit the bed. Like
Belgium,
Belgium, Morocco got pumped by the States.
Croatia.
Yeah, and
Croatia lost.
3-0. 3-0.
Yeah.
What is happening?
Yeah, I mean, it was wild. I mean, of course, Spain tied Portugal, but
Yeah.
I mean,
Shout out to Denmark.
Denmark
Massive
completely.
shout out to Denmark.
Christensen, holy, what a strike to
Yeah.
win that
I mean,
game.
the
Oh,
thing is,
yeah.
I think Denmark is not just becoming that dark horse
Mhm.
team. They're becoming a top team right now.
Well, I think realistically with a lot of national teams, there's just a lot more good talent all around the world compared to years ago, where the best teams usually players came from a certain parts of the world, but now like gradually you see high level players coming from Denmark, coming from Norway, coming from Japan, coming from Canada.
Yeah.
Good.
you're-
Then it just gives those kids in those countries as well for the next generation to have somebody to look up to. Like I walked down to the park over here and there's kids going, Davies, Alfonso Davies, and they pretend that they're Alfonso Davies. For us, we would always on the school court or on the school soccer fields, we would always just pretend we're Ronaldinho or someone who wasn't Canadian or Wayne Rooney. And now they can have a Jonathan David or Stefan Estacio. And for people all around the world, they can have that. And that also ends up growing the game. People are now growing up and pretending to be Erling Haaland and Martin Odegaard and all these different players all around the world. And
I think it's not really that specific. I think, well, it is partly that, of course, but I think a lot of countries have actually started realizing, oh, okay, we know how to be able to get players to develop a lot better.
right. Oh, yeah.
'Cause
No,
it-
for sure.
Like it all starts at a younger age, and I think a lot more countries are realizing that and are starting to catch up. Not just in the men's game, but in the women's game.
Yeah.
And like Austria smashing Croatia 3-0. I mean, I think Croatia is still not as respected compared to the bigger nations, but there have been a lot of crazy results. Like today, Czech Republic tied Spain, and Czech Republic aren't even going to the World Cup.
With Austria though, was it because of Ralph?
Yep.
Yeah,
It-
definitely.
it-
Did you
it-
see his smile?
it
He was
was-
so pumped to be there. I had a dream about Ralph last night. I saw him in a parking lot. I saw him and nothing weird. Just went, "Hey, Ralph." And he goes, "How's it going?" And he just kept walking past. That's all it was.
What the hell?
I imagine he would just look at you and tell you everything that's wrong with you and then leave.
Yeah, but then I would sit there and go,
Did you have your
"You're
uni-
absolutely right, Ralph."
Did you have your United kit on when you were walking by him?
I might have. I should have. I hope so.
He's probably just looking at you, just like,
Yeah. If I had
take
it-
that off. You don't want to be there.
Yeah.
Get
if
it
I
off.
had it on, he'd be like, "Oh, get out of here."
One
He
of, the,
wouldn't
one,
have
of,
said
one of the
anything.
big storylines in international football this week was Finalissima. Do you pronounce that?
Finalissima?
I think
Yes.
you said it right. There you go.
In my opinion, one of the most important major trophies to win.
Really? As of when? 3 hours ago?
As of when that tournament was played.
Oh my god.
Everybody's calling it a tin pot trophy. No, in my opinion, it's probably one of the hardest to win. It's up there with the Club World Cup.
I like can't even look at him right
How,
now.
how is it? How is it a tin pot trophy? You have to win either the Euros or the South America tournament, Copa America, to win this.
He doesn't even know the name of it. Dude, oh my.
You either have to win Copa America or the Euros in order to win this trophy. How is this not a massive trophy? Just because it popped out of nowhere and now it's apparently it's a friendly?
Yeah, exactly. It's a friendly. You said it right. It's a friendly that they just put a cup to.
Did you what do you think of the Confederations Cup?
I miss it. I miss it.
Was, do you care about like the Community Shield, for example, or
No.
that's like
No,
it-
Community Shield-
it's
You literally said on a stream the other day that the FA Cup was going to become more important than the Champions League.
Whoa. Let's not go out of bounds here.
That's what you said.
Let's relax a
Oh
bit,
my.
okay? However, I'm just saying, I think Finalissima deserves a little bit more respect.
Why?
Because you have to win Copa America and the Euros in order to win it.
Okay, give me 2 more reasons other than you have to win a competition.
That's it. There's nothing else I can say.
So it's same with the Community Shield then, for example. And you just said I don't give a shit about that.
Whatever, man. It's not. It doesn't have a cool name to
But
it.
all it is it's a friendly that they put a cup
I don't
to.
view it as a friendly.
Really?
What's the Nations League?
Glorified friendlies?
Thank you.
Yeah, I mean,
Exactly.
I would.
you're not making a point here. None of us care
in
about
my
the Nations
opinion,
League.
Finalissima is more prestigious than the Nations League shit.
Wow.
That's all I'm saying.
That's a hot take.
That's all I'm saying. So Messi is greater than Ronaldo.
Okay.
Because they beat Italy, the team that can't even qualify for the World Cup,
Yeah.
when they're Italy.
Who was their center back in that match? A 40-year-old Chiellini. Who's going to
Otamendi was playing for Argentina. What do you mean?
Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. Italy's not even going to the World Cup.
Argentina could win the World Cup.
Yeah.
That's in the top of-
And why do you think that?
32 matches unbeaten.
As of when did you think that?
32 matches ago.
Couple months.
Yeah,
For a couple.
exactly.
Couple months
Argentina,
now.
honestly, in all honesty, they're looking good. They are looking good.
They're in
And,
Brazil.
I mean, they played Estonia today of all teams.
Yeah, and
Messi scored
5
So it shows
against Estonia. Don't even give me that look,
Listen,
boss.
listen
I
here.
saw that.
Brett,
I was
listen
watching.
here.
He is.
Ronaldo.
No, no,
Ronaldo.
no,
Ronaldo.
no.
Let me talk. Ronaldo.
Stop it.
Ronaldo has only scored 4 goals against Estonia in his whole entire career. Messi scored 5 in one game. Who is better? Messi is better than Ronaldo, clearly.
How many times has Ronaldo played Estonia?
I have no idea. But Messi scored 5. He had a hat trick by the 47th minute. That's very impressive.
I mean, realistically, I think this shows that what if Messi played in European qualifiers? He'd probably have a lot more international goals than he already does.
Uh-huh.
Nah,
I think
well,
that's something
nah.
you can't deny.
What we're all saying is Messi is
Yeah.
the goat.
He's not, though.
I think he is.
He's not. He's literally not.
Me for someone says, "Oh, you're saying he's a goal because he scored 5 against Estonia."
Like,
No,
ju-
I'm
just,
just-
like this tweet. On my life, Messi would have 200 international goals if he played European nations more often. They're absolute farmers compared to the common ball sides.
I mean, yeah, there's a lot more sides in Europe, to be fair. And the worst side you're going to play in Common Ball is Bolivia. And even that game can be tough away from home because of the altitude. Whereas you go to maybe San Marino, Gibraltar, they try their best, but they're not, that big of a population of countries and a lot of footballers to choose.
Really quick.
Here,
oh,
Sorry, I'm gonna give you some love for Ronaldo.
uh-huh.
Shout out to Big Mac Jack. All I'm gonna say is, if Ronaldo scored 5 against Estonia, they would be all saying he's stat padding against Estonia.
100%.
But if he doesn't score against them, then it's he's washed. He can't even score against
100%.
Estonia. The man can't win.
And Messi got how many goals in the Farmers League this year? How many?
It's
You almost scored more goals against Estonia than in the league.
I rest my case. Messi is finished.
But I think from what I think what I understand from that game, obviously I didn't watch it, I only saw the highlights, but from what people were commenting that actually watched the game was that Messi was trying to more so create chances for his Argentine teammates, and they weren't scoring the goals.
Just like, fine, I'll do it myself.
Yeah, there's one where he played a beautiful ball. I don't know who was behind to, but they missed. Then the next guy missed, and then the ball goes to Messi. He's like, fine, I'll just do it myself.
Messi was literally thinking of the Thanos meme and just put his face in there and just said, "I'm doing it."
And I compare that to his PSG days where he's trying to feed Neymar and Mbappe instead of trying to score himself.
That's fair. Yeah, but the difference is that Neymar and Mbappe are. But I mean, that's also kind of being rude to the Argentinian players because they have quite the firepower up there. So
Yeah.
And now, speaking of losers,
okay, this is going to be an interesting transition.
England.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
this was
that.
an interesting one.
Yeah, they lost to Hungary 1-0. You know, reminiscence of the 1950s.
Harry Maguire. Sorry.
But like it wasn't just the match itself. It was supposed to be behind closed doors.
Oh,
But-
really?
Yes, so this match was supposed to be behind closed doors, but what was it? It was 30,000, right?
Yeah, it's 30,000 people with like 14-year-olds with their parents.
Yeah, they were like doing it.
Oh, yeah.
They were like allowing FIFA was allowing it, or there was like a rule or something that you could,
UEFA.
yeah, whatever. And they were dealing with that, but like it was just a big mess basically because of course England is taking the knee at the beginning of the match, and
Right.
they were getting a bunch of jeers and everything, and like all game, and it was just
What did UEFA expect?
yeah.
And this was it in Hungary?
Yeah.
That makes sense.
I swear to God, they played Hungary like how many times in the last like
And they can't beat them.
yeah.
yeah, literally.
Schoboschlei with the penalty, but I heard just England were just playing really badly.
Mm-hmm.
I know always when there's a bad result from England, Southgate out and things like that.
Yeah.
But this brings up the topic. When's the best time to switch an international manager? Because I'm not saying you switch Gareth Southgate, but I remember listening to Jimmy Conrad, who knows a lot of this better about international football than any of us could, because he's actually played in the World Cup himself and he's experienced managers himself. But he says like one World Cup cycle is after a World Cup cycle, probably a good time to switch managers to get different ideas so the players don't get complacent or anything like that. And I think you're starting to see things like that happen with certain countries, especially the ones that had poor results over First Nation League matches, like Belgium or Roberto Martinez. This is their second World Cup with him. The Champs, this is going to be their second World Cup with him. You're seeing like Gareth Southgate, this is their second World Cup. Did they maybe go cycle too far? Or will it finally be the end for them after this World Cup?
Yeah, and that is a good question that you do bring up, and sometimes you think maybe it's sometimes good to do a manager like you said before, because then it brings in a new hunger to like impress your manager or whatever, and actually play good, right?
A new system. And I was gonna say, sorry, I keep kicking.
I guess it depends how early you do it as
Usually
well.
Yeah.
after an international tournament. I guess for these guys' cases, it's like the Euros was in 2021. The World Cup's happening a year and a half later. You might as well just keep the same guy.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
So that's the tricky situation for them.
I mean, and England, of course, made it to the finals, so it's like Gareth Southgate, he did something right.
But I expect a lot of countries after this World Cup, whether they have success or not, to have new managers going into the next international tournament. France, Portugal, Belgium, England,
Spain.
maybe.
He's had, I can't think, what's his name?
Luis Enrique.
Enrique, yes. He's had a lot of chatter from clubs wanting him. So I think if we're gonna go off like this World Cup cycle, I think now would be the time.
Let's see what Spain can do though, 'cause Spain's gonna be good.
I think
Yeah.
if Spain either wins it or makes the final, I think Luis Enrique tries to win the Euros.
Could you imagine if England go after John Herdman?
They wouldn't.
No, you don't think so?
No.
That would be something.
I just don't think that English supporters and the media would. They for sure would be questioning who's this John Herdman guy?
Probably.
Maybe, yeah.
Canada.
And then you just see your
Yeah.
Canada manager's like, I don't want that.
Canada.
To be fair,
Yeah.
to
They
be
call
fair,
it bloody soccer.
Oh, you mean American?
I mean, England's always questioned every manager they've hired.
Oh, 100%.
Yes.
Jose Mourinho. The England.
I like him at the Roma.
I there's also been rumors of Jose Mourinho going to PSG potentially.
Yes, I've heard that. Too.
I hope it doesn't happen,
No.
bro.
No.
This Jose Roma, it's such a beautiful love story.
It is.
One in
Yeah.
Rome.
Yeah.
Oh
brought
my
in- they
God.
brought in
Is
Matic.
Poch gone now? Like,
That makes sense,
he
yes.
he is officially
I don't-
gone?
Not
Yeah.
official.
It's not officially
I'm
yet.
pretty sure Fabrizio said it was.
Well, when
Well,
says it's official, it's not
I think
official,
the
the club says it.
Right. Yeah, that's fair.
I think the reason why people are thinking Jose to PSG is because Luis Campos is at PSG, who was with Jose Mourinho in 2012, who built like one of the best Real Madrid teams of all time back
Is-
then.
Is he there? I did not know.
I think he was with Jose Mourinho, and they worked very well together. And
I
that
also thought Valverde played with Messi.
Let's not-
Did you ever respond to that message?
I think
He did. He was like,
Yeah.
oh, I messed up the flags. I mixed
He
around the
said he
flags.
mixed up Uruguay and Argentina's flag.
I was like, Waz, are you okay? Like, what is
I
what?
thought Di Maria.
Ah.
Much different
But
player.
you were praising Valverde, and you don't like Di Maria.
Di Maria's gone. I don't know, man. He's all right. He's going to Juve.
I don't think he has.
Madrid, yeah.
Oh, did
Yeah,
Yeah.
way back.
Yeah, okay, there we go.
Basically,
I was almost on your ass again.
if Di Maria wasn't at Real Madrid, they would have not won that Champions League.
Sometimes this guy just says stuff, and I'm like, how can you even?
He created the
perceive
goal.
This?
He shot it, it rebounded, Bale scored. Wouldn't have happened without Di Maria. And then Di Maria went to United, and that was a failure.
I'm kind of happy I'm the furthest away from him right now.
Well, Di Maria, I don't think it was a failure only because
He didn't give a shit.
well, he's still got more than 10 assists in the Premier League.
Yeah, but he's a snake.
He's a rat, bro.
The way he just kind of got the way it worked out is a mess.
I like how he went just instantly from like praising Di Maria, saying that he would win a champ,
Yeah.
to just calling him a snake.
bro.
But yeah, anyways, back to Jose Mourinho. I do hope he stays at Roma. It's good to see him bringing in Matic.
I like that move.
So
I work with Lazio with Lucas Leiva, so I
Yeah.
don't see why Matic was a better player than Lucas
Yeah.
Leiva.
Well, and they also are like Mkhitaryan. He's basically coming in for Mkhitaryan.
it's
So.
really
I
top.
mean, they're different positions.
Are they?
Yes.
Matic and
You have
Mkhitaryan?
Mkhitaryan at your club.
I know, but what position's Mkhitaryan?
He's like a
Winger / attack.
Oh, is he?
midfielder.
Yeah.
I thought he was a center mid my
I'm
whole
pretty sure
life.
he's
No.
like a sister in the Europa League.
Yeah,
Thought
he
he was
was,
center
yeah.
mid my whole life.
You put-
if we were making a team, I would have put Mkhitaryan center mid.
Mkhitaryan
Oh my-
playing out wide, you're watching.
Yeah.
That's center
He
mid.
could
there.
play there. he could play there. To
Hey,
be
he's
honest.
just playing out of position. Bro.
Speaking of Serie A, real quick, the Serie A team of the season came out, right? And our friend FIFA Chef, he kind of rated them. Milinkovic-Savic, 95 rated, or 94. FIFA Chef said Milinkovic-Savic is like probably the best box-to-box midfielder in Serie A. And then I'm like thinking, Liam said this guy is not that good.
It's the World Cup. It's the 2018 World Cup. I listened to a podcast, people saying, Italians saying that this Milinkovic-Savic before the World Cup, he was this, oh my holy grail, what a player, had a bad World Cup. You know, the shine was worn off, and people started not to care.
no. Apparently Fulham was linked with Milinkovic-Savic, and I was very
the
happy.
goalkeeper.
No,
Yeah, no, Milinkovic-Savic is a
but-
fantastic midfielder, and for whatever reason, Liam was like, "Oh, he's not that good. He's not that good." Bro, do you watch Serie A?
Doesn't.
No, he doesn't. No,
Are
he
you drinking Pick Whitney?
doesn't. No. It's pink lemonade.
Well, I was like, it looked
Can I
like,
have some?
it looked like bubblegum G Fuel.
Huh?
Yeah, it looked like bubblegum G
It's a
Fuel.
G Fuel.
Okay.
it is a G Fuel.
G Fuel. It's hype sauce.
Okay.
Hype sauce. a little different.
Anyways, where do we go from here now?
How did you even pick that up?
I spilled the alcohol.
You can smell alcohol.
Yeah, what is any whore? So, but I wanted to say thank you, by the way. It
Oh, you-
tastes good. I made it. I wanted to go back to because I've figured it out. I figured out the third tattoo idea for the Erling Haaland deal.
Okay.
So for those that don't know, Brett Bradley on his stream said that Erling Haaland's going to Manchester United. And if he doesn't, he will get a Cristiano Ronaldo Manchester City tattoo, which he ended up going to United like the next day.
Yeah, well, and that was the deal, or that was the idea around it, was because Ronaldo was basically
He was going to be
away.
a City player.
Yeah, like literally as we were streaming, there was updates coming out being he's going to sign the paper, and we're like, I was upset. So I was saying, you know what? If he goes to City, then that means United's going to get Haaland. So I said to Matt, I said, hey, I don't know how this came about, but I said, I bet you that Erling Haaland will be Manchester United player next year. So we said, if he isn't, I have to get a Manchester City tattoo of Cristiano Ronaldo. No.
And then once Ronaldo went to United, you kind of just knew this tattoo's coming even a year later.
Yeah, basically. So, and that was the thing. So now that Ronaldo didn't go to Man City, I think a Ronaldo City tattoo doesn't make sense. So, and if we decide that makes the most sense, then I'll do that. I was thinking of shifting it to a Holland City jersey because I don't want City on me to begin with. The second option is Aguero's goal, but right at like the time stamp of when he scored, so like right at the basically the clock, and that would be the tattoo.
See, that one is good because then you can look at it and be like, motivation for United. It was just like,
Yeah.
this, I hate this time.
And
Fuck this time.
that's the other thing, is that was to beat United.
Yes.
So that is like a double
Yeah.
Fuck you,
I like that one.
so
I don't see motivation in that at all. I see just
it's
I have to look at something I hate for the rest of my life.
yeah, it's
Yeah, but then you give him just like, it makes you angry and then to strive to do better.
Have you
Yeah.
seen this man angry? I don't know if that's motivation.
If I had to get that tattoo, I'd probably put it in the back of my leg just so that I probably have to never see it.
I can see that though. Plus, then I wear shorts, and then people are like, "Nice hat."
Back of the leg would hurt though, right on the.
Yeah.
Right on the
And so
calf.
now the third design idea is their eagle.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, like the old.
The badge,
yeah.
the good badge, not the shitty one they have now.
Exactly. Yeah, that's exactly
That's
what I'm
pretty shit, I
thinking.
won't
Like the
lie.
old eagle badge. That was the last one that I
I
was
think the
thinking.
Eagle badge is just very dated.
Yeah, that's fair.
But
I was
anyway,
just trying to think of three city ideas that I.
is this going to be pulled out, or are you going to choose yourself?
So yes, we will be pulling it out. We'll put it out on our socials. So I guess on our Instagram and Twitter. So keep an eye on there.
When's
there
Liam jumping
anywhere
out of
else?
a plane?
Yeah, one is Liam.
Also, sorry to bring this back to international football. There was a little bit of a thing on Twitter where BR Football said Richarlison and Vinny Jr. had to be separated during an altercation in Brazil training. It's like, oh no, they're fighting. But honestly, they were actually apparently just having some fun. And it's like, this guy comments, see how it easy for false news to be spread? Richarlison and Vinny Jr. never had a fight. Brazilian scholars just messing around.
See, and that made a lot of sense because I was looking
Yeah.
at the photos and Richarlison's laughing through it.
Yeah.
And Vinny's not really engaged in, oh, what is he gonna do now? It seemed very playful, but it did seem weird.
Did you hear about Virgil van Dijk's top 5 toughest opponents? According to Rio Ferdinand, they talked. Messi, Aguero, Mbappe, Haaland, and Darwin Nunez. Darwin Nunez will now be hailed as the second coming of Christ by United fans. Because
Well,
of
as
this.
soon as we sign him, yeah.
Yeah.
Guys going to be spending 80 million on him.
Yeah, and Andreas Pereira, baby. Yeah.
I get.
Yeah.
No, I
Is it a different one or same one that played for you guys? Was not good.
I'm sorry.
Flamengo now.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I can.
Apparently, no. Apparently, that's just like one of the toss-ins that they're. I was watching Stretford Paddock today, and they were saying that it might be a swap, quote unquote swap deal, where we put in like the fees that they're asking for, and then on top of it, Under Herrera. Or,
Pereira.
yeah, exactly. Him and Pereira, I always got messed up. But yeah, does that make like 0 sense?
Yeah.
Like literally, if that,
Zero.
as the guy was saying, he's like, I would put that as like the last thing in the clause, just like, oh yeah, oh what size are his boots? Oh yeah, so he can get a deal. And I'm sorry, who?
But yeah, Van Dijk put Darwin Nunez in his top 5 toughest opponents he's ever played, and I can just see United fans now saying, "Oh, this guy's the second coming. He's gonna be better than Haaland, this and that, and then he's gonna score like 5 goals next
You're a
season."
United supporter.
I am.
So-
United fans piss me off.
Messi, Mbappe, Guerrero, and Haaland.
Yeah, and Darwin Nunez.
Yeah, pretty good attackers.
I mean, he's faced a lot.
Yeah.
But
Guess who's? Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
yeah,
I
there
mean,
it is,
who
yeah.
wasn't on that list?
Don't worry about it.
I mean, I gotta say, the times this season that he's actually played them, at least this season
Yeah.
where he's played them,
He's
they,
been
they,
invisible.
yeah, well, not even that. I think Liverpool just kind of scored a
Yeah, he
ton of
hasn't had to
fucking
worry
goals.
about
he wasn't even
yeah.
at the second game because
Yeah,
Chad-
Oh,
yeah,
right,
that,
that's
yeah.
true.
I guess
But Darwin Nunez, I mean, it's a put out like a Liverpool, but you guys are just making him expensive.
Yeah, sorry about that. That's what we tend to do. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
the thing is, he's gonna be good, but then he's gonna miss a bunch of chances or make the wrong decisions in front of goal because he's still learning as a player,
Yeah.
and United fans are gonna hate him.
This guy sucks. Why'd we ever sign him? Yeah.
I have a very random question. Will Haaland flop at his first season at City? The first season only, because we've seen Bundesliga transfers go to the Premier League and not pan out well in the first season. So will Haaland have a rough first season?
This is different because he's going to Manchester City,
where Manchester City is probably just gonna still destroy everyone.
and they're gonna create a bunch of chances for him.
So he'll probably miss a lot of chances, but he'll probably still score a lot of goals. Depends on injuries, but
Yeah, that's
True.
the big
If he has
thing.
if he's like halted by injuries for like over half the season, then yeah, it's gonna be a bit of a
Yeah, I'm just.
annoying.
it's
But
hard to
he's-
call it a flop. But
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I guess
I'm
it
just,
kind of is.
You know, thinking like Kai Havertz, Timo Werner, Jadon Sancho, who else?
Lukaku.
Lukaku! Oh my god, we need to talk about this man.
He didn't come from the Bundesliga.
No, I know, but I was thinking more along the lines of a big time scorer, big time. I mean, the guy came over with $100 million, or I was gonna say dollar, euro, pound, 100 million in fucking money.
Yeah.
Yeah,
in money.
So,
but yeah,
so Lukaku went back to Chelsea because he had unfinished business, and now he wants to go back to Inter
yeah,
because things are not working out for him.
his business is finished.
Why does this guy always want to
What was
leave
his
a club?
business?
Good question. It's $100 million
Like-
money transfer.
For whatever reason, Lukaku wants to leave a club whenever things are not working out his way.
Well, it was working out at Inter. It was actually perfect.
Yeah, it
became a love
was. That's
story.
why,
Yeah.
like, things were. Yeah, he wanted to stay Inter. He loved Inter.
Well-
Oh, and then he goes back to Chelsea. Things don't work out. Oh, I want to go back to Inter.
Well, but when he went to Chelsea, Conte wasn't the manager anymore, and things were different at Inter. And I guess he thought that things were going to be different. Well, and plus Chelsea was also coming fresh off of the Champions League, so I mean, kind of tough to sit there and go, you know what, I don't want to be a part of that. But I agree with you.
Thomas Tuchel has a certain play style as
That
well.
too.
So
Oh,
Management style too, and it's just.
He's been really weak. I don't. Maybe he's not getting the players he wants, but
I mean, Chelsea's been in a very interesting situation. So
yeah, who knows what their business is going to be? Like they're just losing defenders left, right, and center for the last 2 seasons.
To be fair, it might actually be a good idea to sell Lukaku to maybe get some money back.
you a defender, was?
No, but in general, I mean, if
Sorry.
the club's lost a lot of money, I don't know if they have.
but yeah, you're talking about Rudiger to Real Madrid. I mean,
Christensen,
good deals.
Barcelona.
Aspilicueta.
Well, Christensen to Barcelona if Barcelona can get more money.
Yeah, exactly.
but that's the thing. Like, who's gonna play defense for Chelsea right now?
Mason Mount, Declan Rice.
And and they're gonna have to pay a
Declan
bunch
Rice.
of money for players. Like if they want Koundé, they're probably gonna have to pay the release fee because Villa have already sold Diego Carlos, so they don't want to sell both.
Yeah.
So they're gonna need a premium. One Langlay's available.
Yeah.
Titty.
Well, and then I just said it jokingly, but United isn't gonna buy Declan. There's
Probably
no
not, I
way,
hope
and
not.
We all know that Declan Rice wants to go play for Chelsea. He's not gonna be cheap, even if he does want to go and play there. So that's gonna be even more money that they have to throw at somebody.
Wants to go play with his best friend.
It's gonna,
Exactly.
it's gonna be a wild transfer.
Well, and that's the thing. That was
What
what,
was
I
last
was going
season's?
to mention as well. Is even normally when you go into, or sometimes when you go into a transfer window, you know where people are gonna go, and you do right now. But when it comes to the plans of teams in the transfer window, you look at how Real Madrid was like, oh, we're gonna get Mbappe. Now we can plan around Mbappe. Now they don't have Mbappe. Now they have to go, oh. So that whole plan that we just had
I mean,
is out the window.
losing out on Mbappe definitely sucks. There's
Totally.
100%, but they did just win the Champions League.
Oh
so
no,
I mean,
for
they're.
sure. But I mean, but you still have to have. A plan.
I'm not like.
Marcelo's gonna
So,
be
I
there.
apologize.
Greg,
I'm not even bringing it up to like.
Sadio Mane is not going to be a Liverpool player next year. Sorry, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, that too.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. You don't have to be mad at me.
That one's an interesting one because like, just it feels like Bayern Munich. I mean, of course they do their transfers and everything, but it's like that's like a
If I'm
sure.
being honest, if I was Bayern Munich, I'd kind of be all over Jonathan David. Since Lewandowski's leaving, why not bring in a
because Jonathan David will not be anywhere close to matching Lewandowski's.
You're not
value.
wrong.
Not even
No.
close. No disrespect, but guy's still young, still has a way to go.
Maybe-
Mane would at least replace a good amount because Mane can play several different forward roles and
Yeah.
score in many different positions.
Yeah, and,
He kind of fits in with that. I feel like a lot of Bayern's attackers can play
yeah.
those kind of different positions.
The
So,
Canadian connection, though.
jeez.
Just bring back Mario Gomez for like the 15th time.
How old's Mario Gomez right now?
Too old. Throw back to when I thought he was Selena Gomez, like related to Selena Gomez.
Are you kidding me?
Bro, it was
Why? Because they had the same last name?
Yeah, I was also 9 years old. It was the 2008 Euros.
You still can't do constructive criticism? You can't just sit there and think for 8 seconds?
Bro, I was 12.
You just said...
Thank you.
Bro, yeah, I was
Thank
literally
you,
11.
Lucas.
I was 11.
You literally just said you were 9, and then you
Well,
said you were 12.
I can't remember.
Choose. Decide.
It
Then
was
you
the
said 11.
2008 Euros. I heard Gomez. I was big into the Disney Channel. Selena Gomez, Mario Gomez. I thought they were
So you
related.
were 12.
Yeah, or maybe it was the 2006 World Cup. I don't know. I don't know if he was in the starting 11 for
I'm
Germany.
gonna go over there and strike a man.
I just know Germany played Poland a couple times and we got fucked over. And Mario Gomez is involved
So
in...
did you think Cristiano Ronaldo and Ronaldo were related as well?
No,
Oh,
but I was also
okay.
very confused at the time. And I'm like, why is there Ronaldo and why is there Ronaldinho? Are they somewhat the same?
Yeah.
Or like...
they're on the same team now.
Actually, back in 2006, I thought Jason Smith and Ryan Smith were related.
They have different spellings of their names.
No.
One has a Y, one has an I.
I didn't know!
Are you? You look. You
I didn't look. I just listened.
Brett, kids are dumb.
I was a complicated child, cat. ADHD.
Oh, okay.
You don't know the.
I don't know, man. I was dumb.
Between I and Y.
I was not very smart back then. I won't be honest.
back then.
But now you're
I-
Nobel Prize winner.
my intelligence has improved somewhat.
He's a Nobel Prize winner,
Maybe
and
one day.
Liam's worth $2.5 million.
Anyways, go back. Yeah.
At least I know how to
When
edit.
is Liam jumping out of a plane?
Yeah, for real. I was
Well, 'cause
taking a
we-
look. It can't happen on a Tuesday, Wednesday, or a Thursday.
It can't?
Cannot.
Why?
Because the place isn't open.
And
I
then
mean, fair enough. All I've got to say is I definitely want to be there.
I'm
when
gonna
he's-
be there.
Like,
we
I
need
got
to
it.
throw a tomato in Liam's face.
Well, you have to have the tomato ready and throw it
I
at
don't
him
know
when
if I
he
wanna
drops
throw it
it.
at him.
I'll throw it.
Yeah, let Matt do it because he can.
Let him and I do it. I was a baseball player.
Well, I'll buy a sack of tomatoes, and if I miss a couple, well,
There you go. Exactly.
bet.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Perfect.
That's what I want to throw one at him.
Like, Waz, just have it, like, because he won't watch this. So, like, just have, he probably will. Shut the fuck up. Just bring tomatoes here, and then just, like, as he walks in the door, just start launching them at him.
But you have
Like,
to clean it up because I don't want to.
I'll just do it outside.
Oh, that too. Yeah.
Could do that.
Too, yeah. What are you looking at?
Twitter.
Shall we wrap it there?
Is there anything else to really talk
I
about?
don't think there's anything else.
Mario Strikers coming out, Waz,
Yeah, I'm very excited.
this week.
We'll see.
Mario Strikers.
Oh, is that this week?
This Friday,
Uh-oh.
game is coming out.
The legendary-
game of our childhood.
Uh-oh.
Greg kicked all of our asses.
Which I don't know if that's a good thing. Every time a game of my childhood gets like somewhat of a remaster or a reboot, it fails. Star Wars Battlefront.
No, I didn't mind Star Wars Battlefront.
It was pretty. The first one was pretty shit.
The first ever?
No, the first, like,
Or the
remake.
reboot?
The
Yeah,
EA
that's
ones.
fair.
EA
Yeah,
ones
yeah,
got a
that-
lot of criticism.
That's fair.
I'm excited because the game still looks has that charm to it where the players were aggressive. The no Waluigi chops, but there's DK dancing.
That video that you sent is hilarious.
I kind of wish with Mario Strikers they would do like Super Smash Bros. Brawl where they would have so many different characters, but I get it.
I mean, they're not even releasing all the characters in the beginning though.
Oh,
There's characters missing like Daisy.
oh, that's
What?
okay. I never cared for.
You can play Daisy at the start?
Screw her.
What is this? That's who I wanted to play as.
Yoshi.
Was it? Exactly.
I wanted Sonic. Like, what if I want Sonic?
It's
That's a-
Mario Strikers.
What are
It's
you
not. This
on?
isn't Mario and Sonic at the
You wanna
Olympic
play
Games.
Sonic in a football match, play Mario. And
Oh,
Sonic
so
at
it
the
should be
Olympics.
Super Smash Strikers then.
That's the same peep.
That would work, I think.
You. Oh my god.
I don't know. Why are you lost in this?
I'm not lost in it. You are lost in it.
Waz
You are lost.
is having a
But in Super
podcast
Smash
right
Bros, you have like Sonic and stuff, and what
Yeah.
Zelda.
Because it's not a Mario game.
now. That's not. Waz, you do.
Yeah, but if it was named Super Smash Strikers, it wouldn't be a Mario game.
But then it's not a Mario game. The whole point of it is that it's a Mario
Never
game.
mind. You guys,
Mario and his friends play
That's
it.
called Nintendo.
thanks, man.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. He thinks Super Smash is the exact same thing as Nintendo.
Well, technically, it was all Nintendo characters in Control.
Yeah, but that's not what it is. That's like saying Capcom is the same thing as Marvel.
Why are you drinking?
Shut up.
Why are you drinking, man? I can't.
we're calling it there. I'm mad.
Thank you for watching the podcast today. I hope it was somewhat entertaining.
Yeah, a lot of international football being talked about. It was a lot of messes, but we know another team that's in the World Cup, which is exciting.
Yep,
Yes.
A few more to be decided, but a lot more Nation League to be played through. So much football still happening, which I don't know if that's a good thing or not.
Yep.
That's also a good point.
I'm gonna go harm Waz.
So from myself,
Not
Greg,
YouTube.
Brett, Lucas, and Waz, thank you so much for being here, and we'll see you next week. Bye-bye.
Go McLaren.
What? You're a McLaren fan now?
Yeah, apparently the Manchester United of F1.